guys and girls, how is it going? And welcome back to another episode of the most amazing Madpack with myself, Lewis. Hope you're been having a great day as always. And look who I found. It's Ava, my wife. Yes. She's back in the castle of Lewis. Yes, and my son Terence is in there currently eyeing up the CD player. Yes. And I managed to find her. She didn't go missing, weirdly enough. I thought she teleported back to the place that we found her at the village, but she actually didn't. She was down here, down there somewhere. So I think she must have kind of fell through the ground or teleported down that way. I don't know, but she went somewhere. Now I've set their home point here, so they can't now go away. And I did Terence's one, so he shouldn't disapparate now. And he's passive. Earlier on, he was seething earlier on until I gave him a diamond, and then he kind of warmed up a little bit. But I don't think you should have to give children diamonds to make them happy. But is that just a new thing now? Maybe, I don't know. But I'm glad you guys enjoyed the last episode. I read some of the comments, and it seems you've had some fun watching me be very uncomfortable getting married and having a child in one day. And for those of you that are thinking of having a child, I would very much I'd promote that you probably don't hit them on the head on the floor. No, that was probably the wrong choice to do. But hey, it's fine. He grew up into a young, strong, emotional child, I guess. Yeah, something like that. Alright guys, so let's crack on with today's stuff. Now, we are going to first make some armor for our little guys, and I found something out pretty cool, which is kind of fun. And over the last few days, we've been getting items, haven't we? We've been gathering items, throwing it into our ender pouch, and thus sending it into here. And then it's been going down into our infused manipulator and creating diamonds for us. I've got a load down here that I took out earlier as well. So, you know, we've got a fairly decent amount. I've also made myself the Aether cell, which stores 65,536 AV compared to the singular battery, so that'll be a lot better for our flying ring and for our Aether hammer, so that we don't run out of Aether too quickly. But another thing I found you could do is you can actually manipulate things like nanosuit armor. How cool is that? So this is worth 8,936 and a diamond is 8,192, so we should only need a little bit to actually do that. So if I take these guys out and we take that out, we currently have 0 AV, so let's throw that in. So that's 8,100 and something god. Let's throw in something that's worth a little bit more, maybe a little bit less actually, yeah, because we don't want to do too much. Let's throw in an iron, and actually no, let's do a gold bar. I should do it. And let's see if this works, because I haven't actually tried this. So if we do that, yeah, there we go. See? Got some nanosuit booties. I've got 2 of them now. That is so cool. I love it. And it, you know, it just seems to work. Are they different colour? No, they're not different colour. I thought it was different colour then. I thought it was no, it seems good to me. Okay, so we can go and do that. And I can also throw in like a load of diamonds. So we've got loads of power in there. And I can copy all my other stuff. But the cool thing is it retains all of its power. So if I put that in there, look at all of those bodysuits. We've got millions of them. Let's suck all those guys back up. Let's make a helmet. Let's make loads of helmets. Oh, is my helmet worth too much? Let's have a look. My AV on that is 65,000, so I can't do a helmet, unfortunately. That's 10,000, 11,000, 8,000. So let's make another a booty, because we're going to pimp out our child, I think. If he's going to be the son of mine, then he needs to look cool, doesn't he? So there we go, loads of diamonds, good stuff. So let's throw back on my armor. Oh, well, I made too many boots. Bam. So let's throw this stuff on. There we are. And we're going to go and pimp out our son. Oh yeah, we're not going to do Ava because she's already a queen and thus she shouldn't be fighting, but Terence is probably the one that's going to go out hunting. He did say earlier that he wishes he could go hunting, so I guess eventually we can do that, but let's, for now, get in his inventory. And this just looks amazing when you do this. So if we take his crown off, actually no, we'll leave his crown on, and we'll do this. He's a little robot! Look at how little cute he is, his little robot! He just looks so amazing! I love how the armor shrinks now. You can even put nano armor on your child. At least you can't say I'm a bad parent now, because he shouldn't take any damage when he's out hunting squids and stuff, should he? I've also had him chopping down trees. You can see that I've got a couple of these in here. If I go and you notice just then in his inventory he had an axe. If I do chores and I do wood cutting, I tell him to do oak, he should... oh, he needs more treeness, doesn't he? Let's have a look. So wood cutting trees. Yes. I think he's going to need to follow me, isn't he? Come. Follow me, young one. Okie dokie. And I love how they can do this. So let's woodcutting start. Boom. Done it. He gone and done it. Oh, he didn't get that last bit. I don't think he can do stairs very well because he is pretty small. So there we go. Getting all the bits of tree. What a guy. Unfortunately, he doesn't replace the trees, though. I was kind of hoping he would, because then it's like having your own little Thaumcraft golem, isn't it? Except he's your son, so I guess he'll do all that stuff for you. You never got to feel bad about it, because he's your son, and that's what you do with your children, isn't it? So let's put him down. He should stay where he is now. But if we go in his inventory, you'll find that he's got some wood, so I've been doing that, and he's caught 16 fish. And I did notice as well that those little guys, when they do chores for you, they remember stuff. So he's actually gone and... did he put his stuff in there? I thought he put his stuff in there then. Wow. Let's go and turn this off. Oh, you're in the way of the switch, young man. Can we get you to a stay? There we go. Just stay there on the force generator. Yes. So, it would have been kind of cool if they can put the stuff in there, but, you know, he does that. And when they do chores as well, if they do a lot of the same chore, they gain experience. And I can only guess they do that chore better. Like the fishing, he fishes better. Maybe he stops trying to fish trees and he'll actually fish fish. Who knows? But there we go. So let's throw this stuff in here. Now, one of the things that I want to make today is going to be an IC2 related goodie, because we need to upgrade our armor, and I want to try and rush my way through the armor tiers as quickly as possible, so that when we come to doing Thaumcraft, we can go straight into the IC2 Thaumcraft armor side of things. Now, to do that, we're going to need to grab ourselves some UU matter, which is going to be used to make a lot of the iridium stuff, which is needed for making the highest tier of armor. And to do that, we're going to need a mass fabricator. Yes, this guy here, a mass fabricator, which requires advanced machine casings. It needs lapatron crystals, glowstone. You know, it's not a cheap guy to have. But I think we can do it. I don't think it's going to be too bad. So if we have a look at this, we need 2 of the advanced machines there. We need 4 there. So that's 4. And that's that. So how many have we got? We've got 2 there. So we're going to need another few of those. So let's go get a few of those. And this is where the Thaumcraft comes into its own, really. This is where it just becomes awesome, because you can go ahead and you can put these things in there. And bam, there you go. See, we've got loads more now. We've got 5 of those guys. I love it. So we can throw a diamond in there, eat that up. And let's make our way back to the overworld. So this saves us having to craft loads and loads of materials, which is awesome, because 1, it saves time when we're recording, and 2, it's basically free, because we could just do it with loads. We could just make a load of cobble generators, which I might even do, and put a load of upgrades in them so that they're really fast if we use the extra utilities ones. But yeah, it's like equivalent exchange 2 all over again. Alright, so we need ourselves a lapatron crystal, which means we need an energy crystal. If you've got how these guys are made, we need 9 energirium dust. We currently have 6 diamond dust. Is that enough? I think it could be. So it's that and redstone. So how's this stuff go? Is it like this with redstone? Something like this. Oh, no, it's on the edges. Could be on the edges. Try this one. There we go. 9 energirium dust. Nice. And I think what I might do is I might even go and craft a few more of those. So we'll use this one, we'll make it, but we'll do the other stuff. So let's compress that down. There we go. And it should use all of these guys to make the energy crystal that we need. Alright, so I got my energy crystal. Let's go and make a few more of these guys. So there we go. Energy crystals. Oh, these... Oh, we can't do energy crystals. That sucks. Can we do these guys? We can. Alright, so luckily we only need 1 for our mass fabricator, but remember, we can't do energy crystals. No. Maybe they need some energy in them. Who knows? But we are going to need some more advanced alloys, so let's do that. We'll grab 16. You know what? We'll just grab all of them, because we're probably going to use them at some point. Let's feed another diamond in there. Let's make a load of iron plates. There we go. And another diamond. And let's make a load of carbon plates. Cool. Gives us 9. I think that's going to be enough. Huh, we'll see. So we do need to craft ourselves some machine casings, don't we? So let's make 2 machine casings. There we go. And we need to make some advanced machine casings. So we need to do this. Cool beans. So that crafts those guys for us. And I think that's pretty much it. Let's have a look at what we need for our Lapitron crystal. We need a load of lapis lazuli dust to be able to craft one of those. And I believe we already have some of that back at the base, so let's go grab some of that stuff. Ava's still there yet? Oh, well, she's sleeping. Okay, they're sleeping. Well, it is currently nighttime, so I don't blame them. So let's have a look in here. We have our lapis lazuli plates. Do we need dust or can we use plates? Let's have a look. Recipe. Can we turn plates into dust? We can. So plates can be turned into dust, which is good. So let's take one of these and we will macerate it into the dust form. There we go. And we're going to need some glowstone as well. So let's grab some glowstone from downstairs. Some glowstone. Cool. I think we only need 4. So, you know, I'll hold off from making millions of those just yet. But that's going to give us our lapis lazuli dust. And is there anything else we're going to need before we jump there? We need advanced circuits. We've got those. We've got the advanced machines. We need lapis lazuli dust and advanced machines. You know, I think we've got all the bits and bobs that we need. So let's make our way back here. And this is just something I always really like to do when I've got IC2 pre-installed, just to make life a little bit easier. So we'll throw in our lapis lazuli dust, and we'll throw in a diamond. There we go. We get loads of that stuff, which is awesome. We'll just take the 64 and throw the rest back in now, I think, and tell it to make diamonds again. Right, let's craft this guy. So our Lapitron crystal goes like this. So we need lapis lazuli dust. We need our advanced machines, and we need our energy crystal. There we go, 1 Lapitron crystal. Do they have an AV con? Whoa, they do. Ho, 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 ho. Okay, so we can do that. Yes. All right. Maybe a few too many. Let's take 4. Yeah, 4, 5 even. Yeah. All right. Okay. That's a lot of Lapitron crystals. So we got a Lapitron crystal. We're good there. We've got our advanced machine casings. We've got our advanced circuits. I think we've got everything we need. So let's give this a shot. So those guys on the side there, and these majiggies. We have our advanced circuits, and we have our Lapitron crystal, which gives us our mass fabricator. Yes. Now this guy, if you don't know what it is basically an energy sink, if you put it that way. It's like flushing your power down the toilet, which in a way isn't that bad. Now it can take a load of power, so the max amount it can take is 512 EU per tick, so it does sit on the almost highest tier of power requirements in IC2. There are a few kind of higher than that, but you have to get onto the real high cables for that, and generally you won't be moving onto those things unless you have Greg Tech installed, which we currently don't, which adds a whole new tier of IC2 goodness. But for the time being, we're just going to be sticking with these. So 512 EU per tick at max is a huge amount, bearing in mind that we're currently only producing, what are we looking at? We're looking at 7 EU per tick from these guys. So what's that? That's 7. So is it 7? I thought they made 6. So 8. Huh. Well, if it's making 7, then we're looking at 14. I'm pretty sure it's around about 8 though, so it should be about 16. But that's going to go and do that. So it's not a huge amount. Now, what we can do is we can feed that into here, I believe. And that's going to take all of the remaining power out of here. Yep, there we go. And it's going to throw it into the mass fabricator. Now, the mass fabricator requires a load of energy to work, like a lot of energy to work. But when it gets to 100% progress, you're going to get yourself some UU matter. That's going to be a thing. See, UU matter. Oh, yeah. Now, UU matter, I believe, comes in bucket form. Now, it used to come in, like, it used to actually be an item. But I believe now, and this is the first time I've used the new mass fabricator, compared to the old one, I believe you get it in bucket form, but don't quote me on that. We'll find out when we get to that point, because like I say, I've never played with this mass fabricator before, so we'll have to wait and see. And that might have also changed the amount of power that's required for this guy to work as well. So you can see here that we have 4 million. The old one used to take 1 million EU to produce one piece of UU matter, once again, unless you're using Greg Tech. So I guess we're just going to have to wait and see what happens. We're on 6% at the minute, so that's a thing. So while it's doing that and everything else is running, I'm going to have a quick sleepies so that it goes back to daytime, and hopefully my child, my son, and my wife Ava become more active as they're no longer sleeping. Are you sleeping? No, you're not sleeping. What happened to my child? Did I leave my child outside? Oh no, there he is. We're good. We're very good. We can actually send him hunting as well. That's kind of a cool thing, isn't it? I wonder if I gave him a... Let's find a good sword for him. I wonder if he'll use that. Huh. I wonder if he'll use that. Huh. Let's go give him this big old sword. And we'll see if he uses this. So, let's... Inventory. Give you a huge sword. There we go. You can take your old father's sword, his heirloom of peace, before he turned into a robot. You can have the diamond big sword. And I'm going to send you hunting and see what you do. So, chores. Hunting. Tame. Well, I want some meat. Bring me meat. Alright. He's disappeared. Where is my son? Is he still there? I can't click on the lever. I guess he's still there. Alright, we might just send our kid to his certain death. I guess we'll find out. Kind of worried, maybe, just a little bit. So, while it's doing that, and my son is off hunting, I think the best thing to do is going to be to start getting a crack on with our Thaumcraft. Yes, because this is going to take some time, but bear in mind, actually, I should check this before we get into this. So, industrial craft. Okay, industrial craft, cool. The idea behind this is that I only actually want to make one, because if I can make one, I should, in theory, be able to make many more. So let's have a look, and we want to make UU matter. So, there we go. So, vacuum hopper, UU matter. There we go. So, UU matter cell, UU matter florb. That's an AV cost of 10.5. So, if I can make a florb out of UU matter, then the AV cost is 10.5. So, it means, in theory, to make more UU matter with the same item ID, I would need 5 bits of wood. Yes. Yes! Whether that works or not, who knows? Or we can make a UU matter drum for 4,352. So, yeah, that's a thing, isn't it? Let's have a look around here. So it looks like it does come out in a cell form nowadays. Or we can do a floor, but 10.5. Surely that's a little bit on the cheap side. But I'm not going to complain. If it gives me it, then it gives me it, which is even better. Yes. Let's throw down another torch, though, so we don't have any issues. Cool beans. Where are we at? 40%. Alright, so let's crack on with our Thaumcraft, I think. I started getting my stuff together earlier before we started recording this episode. But we're going to find a nice place to do it. Remember, it's all going to be done in our magical realm. I've got my air shard ready. And I've got most of the bits and bobs that I need. So let's have a little gander here. We're going to want to make ourselves a wand. Yes. And the first one we're going to make is going to be an iron-capped wooden wand, which is going to require some iron caps, which look just like this, and they require some iron. So let's grab our iron, and we'll make ourselves a cap. There we go. And our iron-capped wand requires 2, so let's make some more of those. We're going to need another bit of iron, aren't we? So let's get another bit. Is that iron? Oh, it's silver. Let's grab another bit of iron. There we go. And we'll do this. So I'm hoping this ties in really nicely with the way that IC2's been working. I think it should do. So I want a stick. And this should give us the wand that we need. And this will allow us to make our Phenomenon. So iron-capped wooden wand, like a boss. And we're going to want a bookshelf. Yes, because I don't think it's booked for this guy. That's the other one, isn't it? Let's just make sure. Yeah, we need a bookshelf. So we'll grab some books. So we need 3 books, don't we, to make a bookshelf? There we go, 3 books. And we need some wood. I don't think she noticed that her kid's gone yet, and he hasn't returned. No? Okay. Okay. Let's just hope he comes back from his little hunting trip. Yes, doesn't get beaten up by a wild boar or something. Alright, bookshelf. Bam. And iron cap wand. Poof. Phenomenon. Now, this guy is insanely cool. Let's have a little gander inside. This is our thing for everything. Yes, electromagic tools. Whoop! That's the one I wanted. I think, yes. Electric scribing tools. You don't have the required aspects to purchase this. To purchase? Ah, do we purchase stuff? Christmas focus. Ho ho ho. Portable node. Okay. Well, I gotta figure out how this works. I haven't played with this before. Tiny uranium. Do you know the required aspects to purchase this? So I guess we get aspects and then we buy it. Is that how it works? I guess. You do not. Missing required research. So those guys require research. These require research, but you can also buy the stuff, which is kind of cool, I guess. I guess that's a thing. But let's crack on with the basics before we, you know, go too far into it. So we're going to want our way of getting aspects. Now, I don't actually know if this is running on the newest version of Thaumcraft 3 or whether it's running on the old version, so I guess we'll find out when we come to it. I believe it's running on the new one, but we'll find out. So we need to make a thermometer which uses air shards, golden ingots, and some glass. So let's grab ourselves 2 bits of gold. There we go, and I've already got my air shards good to go. Those are the only ones I have at the minute, I think, yes, because we haven't actually done much mining at all, really, when you think about it. We've done barely any, so I will probably have to go and get more of those eventually, but I don't think it'll be that bad. And we should be able to, if I have a look here, yes, they're made of 128 AV, so we can always just make a load more of those. Thank you very much, Thaumcraft. So our thermometer is used, and we're going to have a little look around, and you can look at stuff. And you can learn it, so you can see that we just gained 4 research points of Saxum, like that. If I go and get rid of my map, I can't remember how you get rid of your map. Is it N? Yeah, there we go. When I learn stuff, it will throw it into my Farmonomicon. And let's have a little look in here. So the first thing that we want to read is always the first page, your basic information, aspects of magic. Now, to put it into an easy way of putting it, there are 6 primal aspects. Primal aspects are your main 6 aspects, and every other aspect is made of a combination of these aspects, which are known as compounds. So something that's made with a combination of primal aspects is known as a compound. Say you add air and ignis together to make a new one. That new one can then be mixed with the primal aspects again to make another compound aspect, or you can mix 2 compound aspects to make another compound aspect, but your primal aspects always stay the same, and they're the most important aspects that you can get your hands on, because by having a lot of those you can then go ahead and mix them together to make lots of the compound aspect. But the hardest thing is finding the aspects first, and that's where the research side of it comes into it. So if we have a look down here, it already knows the primal aspects. So we have air, aqua, ignis, ordo, we have Pedito, and we have Saxum and Terra. Now, a cool little way with this book to help you out is if you want to find out what has certain aspects in it, then if you just hover over it, you can see that that's saying that stone bricks has the Saxum in it, which is kind of cool. So we know that that's in there, and that's made of 2 Terra. So remember, Terra, Pedito, Ordo, Ignis, Aqua, and Air are our primal aspects. So we have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and 6. And Saxum is a compound because it's made of 2 Terra, so that is a compound aspect. And that is pretty much how it works. Yeah. Now there are a couple of other things. You can see that when I have my wand out, let's grab my wand. So these are all the basics, so I thought I'd go over these. In the top left hand corner we have a little section with 6 vials. And I'm kind of guessing you know what those 6 vials are, because we just had 6 one thing. I'm guessing you can figure out what those 6 vials are. Yes, we had 6 primal aspects, and we have 6 vials, thus we have 1 vial for each aspect, each of the primal aspects. And you can gain that stuff from your wand through a manner of different ways. So one is you can kill stuff, and as you kill stuff, dependent on the mob, it will drop a certain amount of aspect, which your wand will suck up, and then it will go into the little vials. You can also charge your wand, which is kind of cool, and you can suck nodes. Now, you may have noticed some nodes around the place. I don't know if you have or haven't, but there are nodes around here, and generally you can't see them. They're invisible. Well, they're not really invisible, but they're... Oh my god. Oh my god. Did my son go killing chickens? Daddy, don't leave again. It makes Mummy sad. Wow. You've been... Oh no, you haven't... You got stuck in there, didn't you? You got stuck, and now you're mad. Well, kind of serves you right for trying to kill the chickens. Let's not do that again. So, yeah, back to Thaumcraft. So there are different types of nodes around. Some nodes are good, some nodes are bad. Some have different type of aspects, compound aspects. Some of them just have a horrible negative effect. And all of them, in their own way, are useful. And they can be harnessed, they can be moved, they can be used for your advantage, they can be used for your disadvantage, they can be used as traps, they can be used as mob traps. There's loads and loads of different reasons that you'd want to find yourself some of those guys. Now, without having any type of apparatus on, it's kind of hard to find yourself the nodes. The only good way of doing it is by using this when you start yourself off to try and find nodes. Now, at the minute, I can't see any nodes, but, oh, look, we've got another one of these things up there. I actually want to go and check this out quickly. Yes. Let's have a little look inside here, just see what we've got. Oh, we can have some good stuff in here. Ba-bam, ba-bam. Got some Cracknerite. Oh, some red meteor gems. Nice. These are what I wanted, actually. Whoop, whoop. Alright. Yeah. Alrighty then. I'm pretty sure the red meteor gems we can use soonish. It's kind of the plan, so we'll hold on to those. Those guys are really hard to come around, and I don't think you can actually craft them. At least I don't think you can, no. Yeah, that's a thing. Alright guys, so I'm going to go find a node, and we shall be back. I'm also going to do a little bit of research while I'm on my way. And that reminds me, I need to go get some paper, and I need to go get some scribing tools. Alright, so I've got my paper for my scribing, and we're going to make ourselves our actual scribing tools that we're going to need to write down any of the notes that we get. So we're going to need that, we're going to need some feathers, and we're going to need ourselves some ink sacs, and this will allow us to make our scribing tools. Now these guys do run out, so you're going to have to get used to topping them up, but once you've made the one thing, you only have to add the ink again to top it up, which is kind of nice. So let's have a little gander around here. There we go, scribing tools. So we're going to make ourselves a couple of these, so let's throw those in, and that. And that, and we'll take some scribing tools. I'm going to make two, so that way I've always got a spare one in case I don't have any ink sacs on me at the time. And I've got my paper. Now, let's have a little read in our Farmonomicon before we actually go out, because I want to see whether on the new version or not, and I really cannot tell. So, we'll have a look at research. Here we go. So before you can build most pharmaceutical items and blocks, you first need to discover how to do so. There are several steps in this process. Exploring the world and examining blocks, items and creatures with a thermometer, taking the research points you gather from the first step and expanding your aspect knowledge with the research table. Using the aspects you know and discover practical knowledge and recipes with the research table. You cannot perform research without research points, and the best way to gain research points is by exploration and examining objects in the world. The first thing you will need to do to construct a thermometer to the next page, 1 point of thermometer, creatures holding the right mouse button, yes, we know that. Want to complete the farm, okay. Your workbench, we'll need that. Okay, so we're using the new one, that's fine. Good stuff. So let's go out and go searching, shall we, guys? We're going to go get ourselves a couple of aspects, and maybe, just maybe, we'll even find ourselves. Is it night time out there? Oh no, we look good. What time is this? 10:50 AM. Oh, it's only the morning. Good stuff. So we're going to go find ourselves some aspects, and hopefully we might even find ourselves a little bit of research, because it's always handy to carry around with your research notes, your scribing tools, and some paper, just in case you come across a little bit of research. Now, when you're researching stuff, it's going to say in the bottom right hand corner if you can research it. So if we have a look at clay, you can see that we've got some research points for aqua and terra, whereas with the hardened clay, there's nothing that can be learned from this. So not everything has a type of research. Glass, there we go. So we've discovered a new type of compound. We found vitreous, which added 3 research points for vitreous. So have a look at sand. We've got some terra and some petitio. You can also do this guy to get yourself some aqua. There we go. And if you've already looked at it, then you'll know that you've looked at it, because it's going to go and show the aspects, the compound or primal aspects that are associated with that block that you're looking at. Now, another cool thing that you can do is you can also drop stuff on the ground, so it will read items that have been dropped like this, so we can research paper. Oh, I didn't want to do the paper, it gave it back. There we go. Now another message you can get is you do not have the knowledge required to understand this. So that means that this paper is a combination of different compounds that we currently don't understand. So to be able to work your way up through the research tree, you need to start at the lower level compounds, which are made of different primal aspects, and then you can work your way up through the higher compounds, dependent on whether you've learnt those compounds from those primal aspects. So we already know ignis and saxum, so thus we've gained those ones. Let's have a look at stone. There we go, bit of saxum. Gotta love a bit of saxum. A real good way to start is to go ahead and start doing some of the ores. I've always found that a really good place to start when it comes to this. Let's have a look at dirt. There we go, a bit of terra. Some grass. Nope, we don't know how to understand that yet. Gravel. A little bit more of that good stuff. Let's go deeper underground and see if we can find some good stuff to research. Who knows, we might even find some coal. That's always a good start, that is. And any of the other types as well. Yes. Now another thing that you can do is, and I will do this but I'll do it off camera, is basically just work your way through your chests. Just dropping stuff on the ground, trying to research it. And oh, there we go, we discovered a new type of thing called potentia. Oh yeah. So potentia, well I can only guess it's made of some sort of fire. So I'll have ignis in it somewhere, but let's have a look. So when we learn new stuff, remember they go into this guy here. And we learnt ourselves potentia, yes, made of ignis and ordo, which is currently in that. Now the chances are as well that if we go and break this down, that this is going to have the same type of aspect. So if we have a look in here, bam, there we go, we got more of it, ignis, because that's what it's made of. So Thaumcraft's kind of very straightforward in the way that it works, but some people find it a little bit confusing. So if something is made of something else, the chances are if you've already learned the higher one up, you can then go and learn the ones that it's made out of, which kind of makes sense. If you can't learn the one that it's made out of, or if you can't learn an item by itself, so for instance, if you try to learn let's say a crafting table. If you tried to learn a crafting table and it wouldn't let you do it, well the chances are it's because you don't have the research for what it's actually made of. So if you don't know the research for wood, then the chances are you're not going to be able to research a crafting table. So you kind of have to start small and work your way up, and that's really how it goes. Can we learn amber? We don't have the knowledge to know amber yet. So we'll get there eventually. But the main thing to do when you first start off is just run around and scan stuff and hope for the best. Stuff that's very kind of like a pig, generally you can't learn stuff like that straight away. It needs a bit of research into other things first. Let's go have a look down here, see if we can learn any of these grass types or anything like that. One of the first ones, one of the harder ones you'll actually find is researching trees and bits and bobs like that. Now I don't want to go spoil it for you by telling you what to go and research, but you will find generally that loads of people get stuck when it comes to arbor and stuff like that, because they just have no idea what to look at. So they'll be researching trees, they'll be thinking, well, wood's a base thing, how can I, why can I not do wood? And so many people get stuck there that it's funny. And I got stuck there a long time back. So I'll let you guys figure that one out for yourself. But I'm sure there's a load of Thaumcraft vets here who know exactly what they're doing. As Thaumcraft's kind of, it's getting on a little bit now. The newer version's been out for some time. It's been a little bit refreshing since they changed around the way that you do the research, which is kind of cool. But except for that, it's kind of been the same mod for a long time. Can we learn freezerite? Nothing can be learned from freezerite. What about it's lavender? We learned ice, snow. There we go. We learned gallum. Cool beans. Love a bit of gallum. Gotta love me a bit of gallum. Alrighty, let's go see if there's anything else we can learn. Jacaranda leaves? Oh no. Can we learn wild cranberry? Candleberry? Nope. Can we learn a sunflower? Nothing to be learned from this. So remember that nothing can be learned. Oh, there we go. We found ourselves a node. So you guys might have recognised these while I've been running around, but that is a node. And if we pull up this guy, bam, look how big that one is. Now these are generally your best place to be getting yourself a load of different types of research. So if we go and click on this and see if we get something. There we go. Look at all of that. So we gained 6 research for air. And because we now know what air is as well, we can go ahead and suck it up into our wand. There we go. It's going to suck it all up. Now, the only little problem that you might have is when you're using a iron-capped wand, the nodes do have a chance of running out all of the air, and unfortunately, they might not get it back. But this is only a normal aura node made of just air. It's got 44? I can barely see it. Is it 44? Yeah, 44 air. So that's going to go ahead and be fine and do all its regeneration and stuff. But you've got to be careful not to suck them dry of all of their compounds and primal aspects and whatnot, because sometimes they might not get it back until you have yourself a much more advanced wand, but then that requires some research, so just be a little bit careful with that, but it's not anything to really be that worried about. So let's make our way back home. Yes. And we're going to craft ourselves a funky little bench. Yes, we're going to make ourselves a piece of gear that we're going to need to use all of our research. So let's look in our farm and Oblicon, have a look at research, and make our way to the workbench. So we're going to need to make ourselves a workbench. That's going to be the thing that we need to be able to do. And I believe it might be on another tab. Did they put on a different tab? Farm and Oblicon, research. No, you know the required aspects to purchase this. Oh man, they've changed it quite a bit to be able to do this. So I'm guessing to be able to work onto these guys, you actually need to have a certain amount of research already required to understand them. That's, you know, kind of cool in itself. Huh, wow. Even I'm going to be learning stuff with you guys this time. Gotta love it. So we're going to want to make ourselves a table. Yes, and if we have a look around here, we should be able to find our table. There we go, one table. So we need these guys, and we need some half slabs. So let's grab some of these. We'll grab a load of sprucey, and make ourselves some of these. Cool beans. There we go. And these guys, and we're going to want a couple of these. So let's grab 2 of these. And I'm kind of hoping the recipe for this is the same. Let's go and throw this into our magical realm of awesomeness. And we're going to throw this guy right here. There we go. Bit of research. And we're going to throw on some scribing tools. So now it becomes our scribing table, our research table of awesomeness. Now what you can see on this side is that we have all of the parts that we've learned. So these are all of the compound and primal aspects that we've learned, and the amount acquired that we found throughout doing our research on numerous blocks around the world. So what you're going to want to do is you're going to find this stuff like this, and from there you're going to mix things together to make different types of compounds, different types of elements, and whatnot. Now I think they've changed it in a way that you now need to actually get yourself research before you can do any of the main research. So it used to be that you'd put paper in there, you could learn stuff, but bam, you'd be able to do other things. But now you need to kind of go around combining stuff, hoping to learn different types. So if we do like air and that, we've got nothing there. How about Ordo and Ignis? That's making us our Potentia. Cool. How's about Ordo and Vitreous? Nothing there. Ordo and Peditio. We got nothing there. Ignis and Peditio. So it's kind of just a game of running around and trying to find all the different ones that you can find. And that's how it's going to start. Another thing that you can do as well is while you're going about and you have your scribing tools and your paper, if you're lucky, like I said before, you'll get yourself your research notes. And these can be used in here to then do the final part of research, which is like a little mini game. And once you've done that, you'll then actually acquire that research and knowledge to be able to craft whatever it is that you just learnt. Which is kind of cool, don't you think? Another good way of doing things as well is if you go around, you can find yourself these guys, which are knowledge fragments, which you might have seen me using. And if you right-click those, it will go ahead and give you a load of research points. Or another thing that you can do is if you go into uses, you can actually put loads of them together to get yourself a research note, a fully completed research note, which can then be put into your table, and then you can do the mini game to learn that piece of research. So whether you want to do it or not is completely up to you, but I would generally say that it's a good idea to hold on to your knowledge fragments to start with, because as far as I'm aware, the knowledge fragments will not give you any more or any newer types of compound aspects than the ones that you already know. So you're still going to have to go around and learn all the stuff that you need to learn. Can we go furnace? Hey, there we go. Look at all those little bits and bobs flying in there. Stone brick stairs. Oh, yeah. Cobblestone. Yeah. We do you. Brewing stand. Doesn't want to do a brewing. Jukebox. Torch. Hey, we learnt Lux. Cool beans. A little bit of light up in this place. Slab furnace. Nope. Crafting station. No. Terrence. No, definitely not Terrence. Cool beans. Well, there you go, guys. So we're going to leave that episode there. Oh, that was a close one. We're going to leave that one there. I'm going to leave my mass fabricator running. It's going to take some time because we're not producing much power. But like I said, once we've got one is all we should hopefully need. Yes, I'm kind of betting on that one. But hey, it could go wrong. Who knows? But I have faith in the U matter. I have faith in the U matter kings. And by that time I should have a load of research done and a load of stuff that I've gone and analysed so that we can start really cracking on with our Thaumcraft, because I think that's going to be fun to play with that and go into the Thaumcraft IC2 side of things so that we can become a magical robot, not just a regular robot. I think that's going to be a thing. What do you think? Alright guys, that's going to be that for this episode. I'll see you guys soon. Have yourself a great day. Have a good one as always, and goodbye.